Hello, and welcome to Wednesday, October 9th class, which is a pre-recorded class for today. Today we're going to talk about Excel, homework number 3, which is going to deal with tables. And this is very important, and I want to go over this today. But first of all, let me say that both exams are up and available today on ClassMarker. So if you log in, you should be able to see both homework number 3, basic tables, which is, I said available noon, but it's available right now. So if you're watching this earlier, you can go to it. It's available now, and it will end really Monday at 12 a.m. So I kind of give you an extra 5 minutes. Same with slave narratives. It is ready now. I had that on at 1 o'clock in the morning, and it also goes till Monday the 14th at 12:05 a.m. So it gives you an extra 5 minutes. So both exams are up and available on ClassMarker. Also, I am still have not put up all those grades. I'm going to have to spend some time to get that done. I was kind of tied up today and couldn't get it done in time. But I will get all the grades up on LearnBoost, so you can check those out. But if you look at homework number 3, this is a very important homework. It's about basic tables. And tables allow Excel to hold large amounts of data. And as a user, you're able to then take that data and analyze it. Ask some of your classmates who may have had internships, or if you've had an internship, you know how important it is in corporate America now to use Excel to analyze data. And most of this data, the raw data, is in the form of tables. So today we're going to discuss how to create tables, and how to format tables, and how to analyze tables. Then you'll of course take the exam using the data that I've given you, and I'm going to show you that today also. So what I want you to do is, there are 2 videos to watch. Both of them are Windows based, but it really doesn't matter. It's all basically the same, but you have a video here on creating and formatting tables, and then a video to follow on sorting and filtering tables. You'll need to download, right here I have some data, and I want you to download that data, analyze it, and then answer the questions. Let me show you the data. So if you click here, it'll then go to Google and let you download that data. Here's what the data looks like. You have 2 different types. One is real estate, and one deals with last year's NFL season. So in the real estate, you're going to have, these are sales in Jacksonville, Florida, Duval County. And we have over 1,100 sales. And also in NFL, we have all the games, I think for the last year's NFL season. Now, in this case, I'm looking at it in Google. So what you need to do is go up here to File, Save As, and then save it as an Excel file. I'm going to, which is what I'm doing now, and down here, since I'm using, here it comes. Now on my computer, I have it set up to automatically go into Open Office, which is incorrect. So let me close that. And what I need to do is, I've got it downloaded down here. I'm going to show the folder that it's in, right mouse click, and I'm going to open it with Excel. Now it brings up in Excel. So now I can start playing around with this thing. Again, I've got two sets of data, and you're gonna analyze both sets. One deals with real estate. These are sales, again, in Duval County, in Florida, Jacksonville, and then of course the NFL. And you'll learn how to format cells. And then if we say, I want to look at all the sales in a particular zip code, we'll say 32207, click OK, and I've got all the sales in that zip code, and let's say I'm looking for all the ones that occurred in 2013. It'll just give me the list of those that are in 2013. Or if I want to go as that, let me look at the ones in 12. It'll give me a list of just those that are in 12. And if you notice, this little icon changes because I'm filtering. But you'll learn that in the video. And what I want you to do is filter a lot of this data and answer the questions. So it's pretty simple. Just download the file like I did earlier. I'm going to save this. And for some of you, go over this real quick. Again, I clicked here where to download the Excel file. You need this data to answer those questions on the quiz. I then selected, I wanted to show the folder. Right mouse click. I'm going to open it with Excel. And there's your data. And then you can go ahead and save that. Right, so I'll go File, Save As, and save it somewhere. So you need that you can play around with this. But again, if you notice the data, you have quite a bit of it. There's 1,100 sales, and I believe over 200 and something games. So it's quite a bit of data that you get. Now, this real estate data, we're going to be using this again in our next set of homework assignments. So don't throw this data away, even though I'll reference it again. I believe we'll be using it in homework number 4, 5, and 6. I think I mentioned that up here. Right, we're gonna use them for we have 2 pivot tables, which are over here, assignment 4 and 5, and Google Fusion tables, number 6. We're going to use the same data. So hold on to that data, and we're just going to keep playing with it and learning more and more. This is probably the most important part of Excel. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I believe probably I'd like 8 and 9 also with regression. But you'll find that when you work in corporate America, either an internship or permanent employment, that you're going to really need to use pivot tables. So I had so many students over the summer mention how important learning pivot tables were when they took this class in the spring. I've decided I'm going to add a part 2 to pivot tables, which is homework number 5, which is going to be even more in depth. Because a couple of the students mentioned that because of this class, they were considered some of the most advanced students in the internships that they were in, because they knew pivot tables so well. And then of course they learned much more because they were using it and they kind of understood it. And they realized that they could always go back to YouTube and watch more videos and learn even more. So that's one of the things I also want you to learn. So that you always go back to YouTube and use YouTube as a kind of an education tool. So now what I want to show next is where did I get all this data from? And we'll talk more about this. But how did I get all that sales data that I'm using? So I went to a website called NetROnline. This website gives us links to all of the counties throughout the United States. There are about 3,300 counties in the United States. And the counties are the government entities that track real estate, all the real estate in the country, because they tax all of that real estate, so they keep information on them. Now, in some states, like Connecticut, it's the city and not the county. But for the most part, let's go to Georgia. And in Georgia, there are 159 counties. And you can go to those counties. So if you go to Fulton County, which is Atlanta, notice it links to what's called the assessor's page. You can go to the assessor's page, search for property records, and now we can look and find, let's say we want to search by owner's name. Let's pick a common name like Smith. And it's going to bring up all the properties in which, if you look here, the owner's name is Smith. And then if we want to, we click here where it says Export to Excel. And we click here. And we're going to open in Excel. Here it is down here. Now remember, mine's going to open in another program. So I go here to Downloads. I open the folder. And then I say Open with Excel. And here are all the properties Oh, you see that little trick? I learned that from the video last week. So I have all the properties in which the owner's name is Smith. This is owner number 2. The first one is sort of like the spouse. But you have that, you have their address that they live in and the address of the property. Sometimes it's the same and sometimes it's different. And that's just some basic information. But as you can see in Fulton County, I just pulled up 51 properties that were owned by Smiths. I can also go in here and let's go back. If we want to, we can find sales information. Right? So I want to find out sales. I'll look at the data range of 10-2012. Oops, not 19. To 10-2013. I'll take all sales. And let's look at residential. Do a query. And it comes back and it gives us all the sales information. Again, we can open this information. This is the first 50. We can find another 50. We just keep looking. And notice we have the owner's name. the grantee, grantor, which is the buyer and seller, zoning, property class, district, which is where it's located, sales date, sales price, living area, acres, is it a qualified sale or not, and the year the property was built. We take this information, and again, we can download it. Do here, I'm going to say show in folder, open with Excel. It's doing this because it's coming down not as an LX. It's got a problem with the format extension, but that's okay. Comes in. Cancel. Now I have all kinds of information here. I've got the sales price, and now what I could do is come in here, format it as a table. Again, you'll learn this in the video, and now I can start to do some things with this. Let's say sales price. I want the I need the sales price of houses from 100,000. Well, let's do it this way. Get rid of all of them. I'm just going to do from 100,000 to 105,000. There they are. Notice there's only 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, about 16 sales, but notice the numbers of the columns, because what it's doing is the data that does not meet this requirement, it's hiding that information. It's hiding those sales. So they're still there, it's just only showing you the columns that are where the sales price is between 100 and 105,000. That's it. Now notice there's no headings in here. And the reason is because when I highlighted this, and I'll go back and show you. Let's go back here and select all. So they all come in here. And what I need to do is I got to change. I'm going to do this. Go back here. I'm going to change this format of the cell. Instead of, see, I included this blank one here, and I don't need to do that. I need to start right here. Cover all these. Let's do this. Let's go back and do it again here. It's okay. I'll put it right here. And then when I say format, I don't want to include this up here. I don't want to include A2. I want to start at A3. And now it highlights my column headings. So that way when I go in here and I say, let's do that sales price again. Let's do some big boys. Let's start at 505 to 525. And we only have a few of those. Like 3, 6, 9 of them. And there's the price. These are all recent sales in 13. And the square footage. Notice some of them don't have a square footage. And that might be because could be vacant land wherever it is. But it's telling you where the owners live, because some of these owners, this one's in Reston, Virginia, but the rest of them are in Georgia at least. And the property, it's in Fulton County, but it's up in the north part of Fulton County for the most part. So it gives us some pretty good information, and that's what we want to do for today, is get that data and play around with it. And I want you to do that even after you look at the video. Let me get out of all this. And let's go back to here. I want you to not only to watch these videos, but also when you get the data, play around with it. Especially some of that football data. That's fun. Again, I'm kind of into playing around with the NFL. Drop a quarter every once in a while. But we can go down and we can play around with, oops, I forgot. This is just the, this is not the homework data. Here's the homework data. The homework data has the NFL in it. So I can go here to the NFL and I'll format this. And then let's say last year, where the Dallas Cowboys, the Atlanta Falcons are visitors. How did they do? Now remember there's 3, 6, 8 away games. How did they do as visitors? And they were 6-2. They lost to New Orleans. They lost to the Panthers. Once you look at the lines and adjust for lines for people who are familiar with that, you find out that they were 2, 4, 5, and 3. So there's one difference, and that was the Tampa Bay game, where they won the game, but they lost, if you were betting and taking the line, they lost the line. So they were pretty good. If you bet the Falcons and took the points, you won basically at least, 5 and 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 and 3. So that's not bad. You can play around with all this different stuff if you want. But again, it gives you something to do. We're going to be playing around not only with real estate, but also NFL data, NBA data, a lot of different things. So, I'm going to be just about finished with this video for today. Let me quickly go over, make sure everybody knows what's going on. If not, you can replay this. But you're supposed to watch both of these videos. The one on creating and formatting tables. The other one sorting and filtering tables. Download that data. Play around with it for a while. And then use that data to answer the questions for basic table, homework number 3, basic tables. And then don't forget the exam on slave narratives. You want to make sure you've downloaded the right book. And that, remember, it's Georgia Part 1. And you want to go ahead and read that there. You'll find out, if you haven't read it yet, it's not that, it's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward, doesn't take long. And finish these assignments. You can get them done pretty quick. Alright? Again, if you have any questions, you can always text message me at 404-509-0533. Or you can email me at os3 at AOL.com. All right, you have a good day, work hard, and have a good weekend. See you on Monday.